going to get underway shortly. We've had a slight delay due to just letting the ice dry after it resurfaced. Things appear to be in pretty good shape now. The Americans have taken the ice. A couple little damn streaks that are still getting worked out, but it looks like we are close to getting ready to rock. About 5 minutes from the game. Ahead of tonight's contest, we don't have the national anthem for both companies sung. So, you know, we're going to try to put on a bit of a show here for the primetime game. We're excited that you're tuning in to watch. What a barn burner for the men in game one. Canada went up 2-0 at the half until really about 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. The Americans came alive, managed to goal off like Anthems, followed up with about 1:45 remaining in the game. Goal pulled Kyle Jackson ties the game on a one-timer right down the log. Then it goes to overtime and just worthy off a Whiteman scores Whiteman scores the game winner. Tim Matthews in front of him, and then he just hooked it up to himself and batted it back in. Game one goes to Canada. So now the primetime tilt means everything. If Canada goes up a couple games, it's really backs to the wall. The U.S. can answer here and go 1-1 tomorrow morning. Ends up being pretty exciting. It's going to be exciting tomorrow morning either way. 1-1 plus off. Canada has taken the ice and 5 minutes official warm-up begins. After that, we'll sing the anthem underway. Thanks for being here. My name is Grant Johnson. I'll be calling the entirety of that game. Both of the women's game afterwards. We'll hand it off to Shannon Obi back after the women's tilt. Lori Hanson will be in to cover the mix. We are good to go. Smaller, what we call the Canadian net, and it's a ball off the netting is a whistle. It's not the open, free-flowing American style that many of the Americans more of a stately pace to these games, but only in the gameplay, not in the athletes here. These guys are quick and strong and skilled, and they're going to get a chance to throw it off the game. Second game, you know, know something about playing multiple big games in a day. Getting your body right and ready to go in game two sometimes is easier than in game one. You've already been loosen up, feel the pace of the play. So I expect high quality not quite at a point where fatigue will set in. Might start to see some of that in the back half of game two. Best of 5. Ended up 1-0, about 3 minutes away from getting started. Singing the national anthem for us tonight is John Cosmaker from your NHL Minnesota Wild. We dragged him on the NHL Energy Center and brought him over to sing both the Canadian and American national anthem. So we're honored to have him. And he's going to heal the country, folks. He's going to bring some people together. Chatting with John earlier. He's excited. He's not too supposed to do ball. And played a little in high school like so many Minnesota people had a chance to do, but nothing at this level or pace that he's ever seen. And he brought his young son along to watch this whole show tonight as well. And it's exciting and fun to introduce a couple of people to the game. If you manage to not see the first game in the tilt, your usual suspects from Canada out there fighting against a lot of these guys over the years, and it's always fun to battle with them. And they certainly came to play this weekend on the American side. It's your classic stars like the ageless wonder Jacob Rodman and Jonathan Gaudry. Corey Swanson, Mike Ty Houchinberg, you see on the Eaton Tony Sickett. It's part of a lot of what the Americans have done at a high level for a long time. It's fun to see them cover. Simon Jason, Arlen Bear making his American debut this weekend. Good to see those guys here, and hopefully they can get on the board. We are under a minute from getting ready to get this thing going.
Great job. I listened to it this morning. Great job.
Thank you.
Not like always, but you're doing a great job.
Hall of Famers stopping by to comment on the commentary. That. Some last minute touches here from the American team. Canada working it in close, giving their goalie some last minute high tempo work. We're close. Boys are going to gather at their benches. We're going to sing the anthem. And we are ready to go. side, Canada starts out Ponsac on D. Brody Huffler back there with him. Here, Olivier Lacombe will be running the center spot. Oliver Archambault up front. Simone Boucher. Sickett, Walby, Broughton. Sickett and Courtright, same starters for the Americans in game 2. Swanson touches glove. We are ready for game number 2. Here we go. Everybody ready? Ball's underway. Americans win the draw. That's tucked off an immediate turnover. Here's Canada. Rolling in on the shot, wide off the back post, touch to side. Sickett battles along the wall. Tries to flare that to Courtright and does. Courtright pumped off the ball. Broughton walks to the middle. Broughton sends it to Courtright. He touches it on. Ponsac back to defend. Ponsac. Or he just touches that over. Koffela has it. He wanders. They overlap. Easy ball back to Ponsac. He sets up behind the net. Facing choking pressure from Walby. Broughton pinches here. That ball saucered up. Sickett takes over. And there's Walby. Walby fakes the shot. Tries to spin. Doesn't quite have the handle over the ball. Sends it back to Sickett. Sickett to Tony. Tony over to Courtright. Courtright holds. Sends it low. Broughton. Broughton tries to cut to the center, trying to free himself from shot. Goes. It's a good drive. Nice save. White Brown back in the pipes again for the Americans. Makes the first save. There's Sickett to the drive. Bounce off. Better from the Americans to start here in game 2. Little ball control. They touch it back to the Ponsac. Canada's going to want to change. That ball's touched in. Bears got a quick ball to Eccles. Eccles has it. Eccles to Bear. Bear looking to drive the ball. Doesn't really have anybody, so he waits. Now he's facing some pressure. He wanders across. Bear holds at the point. Bear trying to saucer the ball low. Doesn't really have an option. Now he does touch it. There's Kyle Johnson on the back end. That's sent in by Eccles. Flying hard. Just wide. Pretty good pressure from the U.S. to start. Johnson on a heavy forecheck down behind the net. Now Bear takes over. Bear's content to drift down behind the net as well. It's touched again. Kyle trying to send it to the middle. They can't quite do it. Zachry's going to have to make a defensive play. Canada trying to make a change, and they do. Pressure from Lee now. A little bit more aggressive from the Americans, and the Canadians look a little shaky under the pressure. Bear controls. Bear trying to walk off the wall, facing pressure from 2. He's got Hansen. He's trying to touch it back to Bear. It doesn't quite work out. Nifty play there to chip it, but not out. Jonty controls. Jonty steps to the middle in some space. Jonty's got a touch back to Simon. Simon's going to send it across. High and hard. Good shot from Jacob. Ponsac stuck out on a long shift. He's just trying to shoot it down, and he does on Swanson. They're trying to change the whole Canadian operation. Here's Houch. Houch's got him on a breakaway. It's long shift to Jonty. Jonty's got it. Touches back to Hansen. Some fire wagon broom ball to start here. Here's long chance. Control. Hansen. Being defended by Joe Keeley. Touches the head back. Jonty. Jonty to Hansen. Hansen sends that down. Here's Houchin. Houchin being pursued. Hansen sends a little soft wrister in, maybe hoping Longchamp could tip the thing. Longchamp battles hard against Dufresne. Dufresne comes up with it. He tries to clear, chips it forward. Heavy pinch from the Americans, and they come up with the ball again. Houchin tries to send it forward. Instead, it's just batted into the corner by Longchamp. Jacobs pursues. That ball did touch up, and it looks like we're going to have a face. Went up into the netting there, skipped off the Canadian broom last, so the face-off will remain low. All USA right now controlling the Canada zone. Clean win there by the Canadians, and Weideman takes over. Weideman wants to just launch that ball. Does so. Courtright gathers. Courtright saucers that back to Swanson. Swanson facing some pressure, touches it to Tony. And the USA mascot is in the house. Broughton saucers that thing up. Here's Walby. Walby battling Weideman. Two long, rangy players there. Weideman controls it and sends it to a teammate. The Courtright pinches when they have the ball. He tries to send it into the middle. USA on a counterattack. Tony's got a turn. Andrew Killeen along the wall there, pinched off the ball. Sickich tries to bat that up the court right. Killeen forechecks hard and keeps the ball. Weideman with a slapper right into the feet of one of his teammates. Didn't quite get that on the angle that he wanted. This is taken over. This is Ben Keeley. Joe's brother Ben sends the ball low. Swanson takes over. Swanson facing pressure. That ball could get out front. Courtwright's there to gobble it up and go to the wall. Courtwright wants a long pass up the middle to Broughton. Broughton touches it on. Now Broughton's going to get a change. The whole American forward shift. Kyle Johnson heavy over to cover Keeley. Keeley tries to flip it up, does so, and Canada will slow it down for just a second. They flip it up and out. Here's Courtwright. 13 minutes remaining here in the first half. 0-0. A couple shots on goal for the U.S. so far. Kyle tries to clear it and does. Nice play there. Ball bounced weirdly off the wall and he just wanted to get it out. Smart play, and again, Canada with dump. We'll see a lot of this, trading possession. Ball sent to the middle. There's a nice flip. A couple of American players on it, including Bear. Bear's going to come up with that on a missed one. Bear could center it, and it does. It's off the goaltender. Bear pinches low, trying to maintain possession. Sent in. Here's Contact in some space. Contact flipping it up and out. Try will be the first one there. Try touches that to Zach Lee. The Americans can change, so Zach waits. Touches it to Hansen. Hansen sends the ball low. Simon on a run. Sack battling Longchamp down there. Goes to Longchamp. He sent the wrist off the ball. The goalie doesn't know where it is. Jacobs. To Longchamp. Longchamp looking to pump one behind the net. Here's Hansen. Longchamp tries to get in front. Longchamp sends that to Simon. Simon wanders. Simon sends that ball low. Houchin's going to pinch all the way out of the D spot. Houchin hitting off the ball, battles hard, comes up with it. He sends it to Hansen. Hansen touches it with his foot back to his broom and back to Houchin. USA with way better energy and pace here to start game two. That ball centered in front. Nice defensive play by Canada to keep it from getting to Hansen. Here's the forecheck though. Jacobs recovers. All USA right now. Canada looking a little flat. 11-20 in the first half. That ball just centered in off the back of the frame, just trying to get something scrappy towards the net. Hansen has it in the corner. Houchin and Jacobs both want to change, and they do. Jaunty's going to drift off the center while Courtwright slashes the ball low. Here's Sickich down behind the net, looking to center. Can't quite do it with defense. Sickich battles to the corner. Centered in. Here's Broughton trying to turn. He'll send the ball in high and hard off the glass. Petey takes over. There's a drive low and hard in on the goaltender. Good save by White Brown there. Got down in the butterfly and batted that aside far enough away that Broughton couldn't get it. Pinched off again by Walby up to the glass. Really good flips on the Americans there and gets some applause from the crowd. 10-25 in the first. No shots on goal for the U.S. None for Canada. Here's Weideman. Weideman turns the corner. Controls. Tries to force the ball to the middle. That ball's bounced in on Swanson. Doesn't quite work out. That's the first legit chance for the Canadians. They looked a little better there. Bear just bats that up to Johnson, who goes to clear, but it won't be out. Dufresne takes it over. Zach Keeley. That's that low to his cousin, Joe. Kyle trying to get that ball out. Here it does. And Jager's got a ton of speed coming in on Dufresne. Sends the ball across. He does block nicely there by Weideman goes for the long clear. Killeen in not a ton of space, just decides to dump and change, gives the Canadians drives that right into the teeth of the Canadian defense, and Canada takes over, but they do call them offside, so they have to reset. Exactly, fights try in the center of the ice, and he trying to get the chain. Longchamp probes forward, tries to walk the world. He almost manages to do it, but now the Canadians have some numbers. This is Keeley. Ben's going to drive it, bouncing ball to the wall. Swanson's aggressive out to play it off to Longchamp. Longchamp off the wall, but not out. Boucher with the ball. Kicked forward. This is Simon trying to clear it. Doesn't quite clear it. Contact keeps it in neatly. Canadians rushing the net. Ball's bouncing. Simon's got a turn. He'll just chip that ball forward and out. Canadians do have to reset, so that ball's just launched low, which gives the Americans a chance to make a change. Americans top line out here. This is Walby and Sikic. Hansen's still hanging on. He'll switch for Broughton when he gets a chance. Johnson's going to chase that ball. That might go for icing. They're certainly hustling after it, and it's 7:47 in the first half of a 0-0. Sikic, Broughton, Walby out there. That's one by Sikic. Saucer around, but not out. But tipped back. Here's Sikic looking to drive it. Doesn't have it. Now he does. And that ball just misses the far post. Pretty good look from Petey there. Here's Houchin. Houchin sends it in the run. It's a skip pass. Here's Sikic with another grab. Blocked nicely by Waterman. Great defensive play. Here's Johnson. Houchin. Skip pass. Sikic's trying to get another drive in. Takes the backhand. That's high and out of play. That's a whistle. Takes up out of the zone. Pretty good shift. Got a peep there. Three quality looks. That's held by Swanson, facing a little pressure there from Keeley. Step, the ball kind of hangs on his broom, so he couldn't clear. Houchin takes over. Houchin's got a quick pass to Jaunty, and he finds it. Jaunty takes a couple of strides to the middle, touches that back to Houchin. Sent up to Jaunty. Jaunty just chips that up and out. Now he'll put some pressure on Weideman. Look at Jaunty go. Keeley. Heavy minutes out of this line already. Here's Johnson with a chance to dial one up. And he does. Nice shot! In the first period, Jonathan Johnson was just a little shoulder shake and a drive over deep white crowd. U.S. up 1-0. That's that forward to Johnson. Johnson tries to control it. He's taken down. No goal there. Just heavy physical play. That ball slipped back up over. Tony's got it. Tony fakes it past the Courtright, faces some pressure. He'll retreat behind his net. Pursued the whole way. Courtright overlaps and takes over. Courtright to Sikic. Sikic to Eccles. Eccles wants to launch that thing and does. The last U.S. men's practice I saw, Jake practicing these flip passes for a long time. And practice pays off. cut exactly, but it's fine. Flipped up and over. Longchamp has to back check. Corey's out to play that, and he throws that thing to Longchamp. Touches it to Corey. Corey's facing some pressure. U.S. doesn't want to get sloppy here. Chips it over to Courtright. Courtright wanders. Courtright's trying to flip him. No, he's off the board, and here's Simon's face. Simon has some time to gather. He's got reinforcements. He tries to flip the ball. He still has it on his move. Tries to take a shot. Well defended by Canada. Simon needed about one more second to realize that he was still in space there. Here's Keegan. He'll throw that thing deep. Longchamp gotta hustle. He doesn't get to the ball first. Instead, Langille has it, and he wanders back. Longchamp, that's a nice pass to a wide-open teammate, rocketing off Swanson. That's still thrown in front. Now Keeley has it behind. He tries to load it. Ball goes high and wide. U.S. looking a little shaky after their goal. Try clears it wisely, and Simon's in on an absolute monster forecheck. He's about half the size of the Canadian defender there in Whiteman. But he's trying to put the hurt on him. Dropping touches that to Sickett. Sickett is here. Simon's going to get a change. Sickett tries to carry that low. Dufresne's too much for him there. Dufresne on the left, trying to touch away from Sickett. Sickett's battle. He comes up with it. He tries to spin around Weideman. Ball bounces to Broughton. Broughton tries to force it in front. Doesn't work out. Dufresne takes over. Keeley tries to chip that up and out. Fry will be the first one there. Fry will reset and send that back once. Canada will change some personnel. U.S. content to keep the same five out there. This is Walden. It's trouble. Nicely. Good defense by Try there. The Canadians looking like they have a little more life now. A little tangle up, bodies go down, no call on either side. This falls down to Colleen battling Walby. Colleen tries to throw that in front. That's quite worked out. Walby pestering. Still pestering. Ball comes in front. There's a shot. Swanson toe save. Ball bounces. Broughton's got to get that thing clear. Can't do it. Here's another chance for the Canadians. U.S. down and scrambling. That ball's thrown in front. Blocked aside by Try. Couple of monster blocks by Try. Sickett's body to the ground, and the arm is up for a penalty. Swanson's off. He keeps the ball like a magician away from Weideman. Tony holds up. Swanson's off, and the delayed penalty is on. Really good play there by the Americans to maintain possession, not give up the easy touch. With 2:30. Now Canada has it, and the U.S. will go on the power play. Sickett got tied up to somebody there, went down. Number 47, Pierre Olivier Lacombe will spend 2 minutes in the box. I'm guessing it's a cross-check on the U.S. power play, 2:27 and a half. Weideman sends that thing out. Swanson out to play it. Thought it might go for icing. That's another rule difference here on the power play penalty kill situation. Icing is still in effect. Nice little turn. Bears in there. Bear wanders forward. He's got Weideman on him. Passes that out to Tony, and here's Broughton, and here's Sickett. To Tony. Tony with the drive, batted in front and clear. Maybe not the shot the Americans need there. Looking at Canada's defense, well set up to defend it. Maybe a touch pass to Bear. That's batted in. Here's Sickett. Sickett has wheels past his defender. He carries forward. He's rubbed off the ball. That's sent in. Tony will take over. Send that back to Swanson. $1.05 remaining in the penalty. 1:28 and a half. Here's Bear wandering forward. Strong as an ox. Keeps the ball in his groove. There's a skip pass, and here's Sickett with some numbers. Sends that ball in wide. Bear with a late jab on White Brown there to free the ball up. Gets a little attention from the Canadians. Not much out of the American power play here. Pretty well defended by Canada. Broughton tries to chip that forward. He does. This is Sikic, and he's got a wide open net. Well, he sends it forward. Really good look on a defensive breakdown by Canada, and nearly bag a second goal. That's a chip and out. First one of the tournament to make it up on the classic overhead scoreboard. You really got to launch the ball to have that in. 31 seconds remaining in the half, and 5 seconds. That's won by Canada, so they'll escape here and get to even strength. Zach Lee will take over. Icing's waved off, and Try has the ball for the Americans. He sends it up to Hansen. Hansen having trouble with that one, and Zach has to step forward.